There's nothing we're bringing in for fun. Andor showrunner reveals our chances for more Rogue One cameos in Season 2. The story of Andor Season 2 will lead directly into the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which poses the question of whether any characters from the beloved Star Wars movie will be making an appearance in the TV show or not. With several of Rogue One's cast and characters already confirmed to appear, including the likes of Alan Tudyk's K2SO and Ben Mendelsohn's director Orson Krennic, audiences are now wondering who else could show up in Andor Season 2. According to showrunner Tommy Gilroy via Entertainment Weekly, the odds are not impossible, but expectations ought to be tempered. Gilroy emphasizes that any Rogue One characters who are included, such as Krennic, are only a part of the story if they're an organic addition. "We're not really teasers in our show, are we?" Gilroy insisted. "We don't really tease very much." As such, Gilroy wants those hoping for Rogue One cameos to know that there's nothing we're bringing in for fun. Tommy Gilroy: "I'm not going to answer that question fully. We're not really teasers in our show, are we? We don't really tease very much. Everything that we're going to bring in to get to Rogue is going to be organic. There's nothing we're bringing in for fun, or just because somebody wants to see it. It has to be germane to the story." What Tommy Gilroy's view on Rogue One cameos means for Star Wars. Of course, Gilroy emphasizing that cameos aren't given out as freely in Andor as they may be in other Star Wars movies and TV shows doesn't necessarily mean that they won't happen here. What Gilroy is urging fans to do is look at Andor Season 2's story through a critical eye and see if any additional Rogue One characters would be pieces that fit into the greater puzzle. For example, I don't anticipate someone like Jyn Erso fitting in, unfortunately, but I can absolutely see Galen Erso playing a crucial part. Cameos are possible, but they're solely functional. This is the way all cameos in Star Wars ought to be approached. Cameos in recent Star Wars properties have become more and more aligned with fan service than anything else, which makes Gilroy's view on them in Andor extremely refreshing. Star Wars is eager to please its fans, which is certainly an important value to have, but that boundary can be and has been crossed before. There was no reason for the Book of Boba Fett Episode 6, for example, to be a feast of characters including the likes of Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, Cad Bane, Din Djarin, and Grogu when Boba Fett himself got 2 minutes of screen time. Gilroy understands that, while appeasing the audience is important, the story is the most important part of making a project like this work. In the short term, cameos certainly serve the audience, but they often don't age well if they're not done correctly. Andor is especially the kind of story that would suffer from gratuitous cameos. Its darker tone would make an ill-fitting cameo stick out like a sore thumb. As much as I'd love to see more Rogue One characters, I wholeheartedly trust Gilroy's approach with Andor.